September 29th, 2023. Boy, you meet the nicest people here for breakfast. And we're at Cardiff, Wales. Good selections.
Okay, because we didn't stop, we missed Cardiff Castle yesterday. We're going to quickly do a flyby the front door, and then Herb, our resident photographer here, is going to take a group picture of us in front of the gates. So it's just round the corner. So we're going to leave now, and we're going to do it. We have to do it quite quickly because we need to get to Bath. So we're going to pull up, jump out, and then we'll start the day from there. Centre of town and get you into the baths, and then just point out, it's a very easy navigatable town, so I'll just point out some streets, the main streets that you can go to whilst you're there, and we'll be spending until 11:30 there, so you'll have time to go into the baths and then also explore and get some early lunch. Then we'll head on to Stonehenge, so we'll get there for, hopefully traffic being good, about 12:30, and then we'll spend an hour there. That will be our final port of call, and then we will be making our way into London. So depending on how the traffic goes on the way back, and what time we get to Stonehenge, then we should hopefully get into London anything between 4:30 and 6 o'clock. If anyone's looking for a nice treat today, there's Bath is also famous for its buns. So there is a little a quirky little place called Sally Lunn's Buns. It's one of Bath's oldest homes, and if you go in there, you'll have to duck as soon as you get inside. It's very quirky. Its age becomes apparent when you go inside because everything's wonky. So it's very nice. I've been there a couple of times.
So we're just getting the first glimpses straight in front of us here of the Roman baths. So you can see the statues of all of the Roman figures, all of the emperors around the baths there. So you'll be heading through there in a minute. This is the main square. There'll be some busking music here later. Sun will start coming around here, so this is quite a nice place to sit as well in the sunshine, watch the busking. Obviously to the right, this is the medieval Abbey of Bath, so all in the beautiful sandstone dating back to the 1400s, so Gothic style built on Anglo-Saxon base.
So we are at the Roman baths. Something is happening here. Looks quite modern.
Down below is the Great Bath, once a luxurious hot swimming pool. It was built by the Romans soon after they invaded Britain back in AD 43. They wanted to make their new home as much as possible like their old home back in Italy, complete with public buildings like temples and bathhouses. People came here to worship and sacrifice in the temple courtyard, but also to swim in the baths, have a beauty treatment, exercise, or just meet friends. And, of course, there were all the staff. The baths were immensely busy and popular. A place like this took a lot of upkeep. Imagine a big modern leisure centre with a flourishing church. That gives you some idea of the number of workers and visitors who would be in and out on a daily basis. Here, we see people from all walks of life, from stonemasons to aristocrats, from the slave who stoked the fires to the priest who conducted the ceremonies. By this time, it had been fully developed by the Romans. Its size was breathtaking. The whole complex was much bigger than a football pitch. The site is thronging with people, just as it would have been at the height of its popularity. On one side of the model, a large roof arches over the great swimming bath. At either end, there are rooms for saunas and sweat baths, and you can also see people exercising into the temple courtyard itself, the large space opening up ahead of you. And as you do so, you will literally be following in the footsteps of the Romans. You are now standing in what was once part of a vast courtyard, more than twice the size it is now, and open to the sky. Imposing buildings rose on all sides. On the left, a great vaulted roof covering the sacred spring, carved with an image of Sol, the sun god. Opposite it, on the right, another sacred building, decorated with a carving of the moon goddess, Luna. At the far end stood the temple itself, with its golden statue of Sulis Minerva probably just visible through the open doors. And in the very centre of that courtyard, next to where you are standing, a huge stone altar. The place of sacrifice.
Well, these baths were really elaborate. You would take the steps down into the bath and enjoy a good day of relaxation.
I'll leave you guys to enjoy the rest of your stay in Valete.
So you had a good time in the bath?
What was that, sorry?
You have a good time in the bath?
Of course. Yeah, it's relaxing.
So how long would you spend in the bath?
Oh, about half an hour to an hour. Yeah. I mean, I like to stay in there, proper ripen up like a prune.
Yeah, I would too.
I think it's only right. I paid for a massage. I paid for all my skincare treatments that I need to go and get. Swan fat facial. My armpits being plucked.
Oh, okay. Good job.
Yeah, the strigil treatment. That's what we do. Scrape it all off after a massage.
Okay.
Gorgeous. You sweat out everything. I've got to pay all that. I'm going to stay in there for as long as possible. Also, I think of it as 2 jugs of wine. 1 jug of wine, you're in there, you're having an okay time. Then you order the second jug of wine from this fella in here.
Okay.
Yeah, he's not here at the moment.
Yeah.
He will be later on, don't worry. Yeah, another jug
In time for the jug of wine.
Well, exactly.
Yeah.
Kind of sundown, we're having a feast in here. You're invited, by the way. You get that second jug of wine and it's mayhem. Because they put lead powder in it because all the wine here is atrocious.
Okay, well, thank you. Just had a nice discussion with one of the residents that uses the bath here. Well, this bath here is a little bit different. It's got bubbly stuff going to it. A little effervescence. It had to be good to be Roman. So the Roman baths exit here to one of the main court areas. Serenaded. Always Nice to see a youth group come by, looking for the first time at one of their nice adventures of being a local resident. They will enjoy it. Oh, and here's the cathedral. So we are going to Stonehenge. It is a popular place, and there's a path that takes us to the stones. So we're making our way to the rocks at Stonehenge. Stonehenge. And you can see that people are coming from miles around to see the big rocks. So Aubrey Hole, trying to see if that has some kind of correlation to the stones. Well, the stones are there. Somewhere's Aubrey Hole. So what do you think those stones mean? Do they mean calendar dates? Seasonal dates?
I have no idea.
Prunes? I don't know. But they have some bearing. Farming seasons? Here's the mound that goes around and the ditch where they found a lot of remains in those trenches, implying that it was a burial ground. Stones for the millennia. Well, we got a beautiful sky today, and if you listen closely, you'll hear the birds. They're perching all around and on the stones of Stonehenge. It is a popular place. Stonehenge, another view. Yeah, you can really hear the birds too. Nice stones. Nice stones, and the birds are all going around. Well, they got this rock here separated from the other rocks. It's kind of like an orphan son. Seeing this arrow and having this by the stone means that this is a point stone for the midsummer sunset. And look at that, all the way to Stonehenge. See the trench a little bit better now around Stonehenge. And this was a burial trench. Time to head back. We saw Stonehenge. We have been told that these hills have been burial mounds. Well, we gotta be at the end of the tour. Here's the gift shop.
Just enjoy your last moments of sunshine in the rolling fields here of Somerset.
Our last view of Stonehenge. As we pass by, goodbye Stonehenge, good seeing you. And some of the Stonehenge mounds.
And also a big thank you to those of you who have prepaid the gratuities, so it doesn't go unnoticed. We really are very grateful. There is a lot of hard work that goes on behind the scenes to make this trip run smoothly, so all of the hotel reservations, the including experience, the optionals, the meals, securing the local experts, and all of the little things along the way. So Lee has also kept us all very comfortable and safe from A to B, from the motorways, the highways, to the country roads, those small little lanes, and kept the coach nice and clean as well. So, so I've left some envelopes on the most romantic part of the coach. So that's on top of the toilet there. And if you would also like to leave us a note, there's some cards there too, the little, you know, the stripy cards. I call them love notes. I generally read and keep them all. It's so nice to get your comments, your feedback, and it's a nice memento of the trip. So I keep them all. I know Lee's got a suitcase full of them. He likes to read them in his armchair, having a beer at home. So with that, again, I'd just like to thank you all, and entrusting us with your experience for your holiday of a lifetime, I suppose. And here is to a wonderful last day. So thank you, everybody.